Hey everybody, and welcome back to The Witness. We are actually at the town area right now. I backtracked between videos because I completely forgot to find this recording over here. This is very cleverly hidden here by the reflector area, so let's listen to this while we go up the mountain.
The concept of a clock enfolds all succession in time.
Oop.
In the concept, the 6th hour is not earlier than the 7th or 8th, although the clock never strikes the hour, save when the concept did it. Nicholas of Cusa, 1450.
Oh, that was it. Man, I was hoping that would be a longer one, so we could listen to something on the way up there. But there is one more, actually. I don't remember if we did this earlier, but it's by the waterfall near where we got the negative space cloud environmental puzzle earlier. And let's see, let's go up here. Yeah, I can't exactly remember if we did it or not, but that's the only remaining non-mountain audio log left, I believe. So yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end, and I think I know what the two puzzles we haven't... the two other puzzles, I should say, aside from the ending one, that we haven't solved are. I'm hoping that I'm actually correct in my guesses here about what they are. Wait, this is... oh, that's right, this is the right way. So wait, were we actually going toward the waterfall in the end of the last video? I think we were. Wait, no, this is the way up. That's right. It was this way that's the waterfall path. Here we go. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. There it is, right there.
The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. Whoever does not know it, and can no longer wonder, no longer marvel, is as good as dead, and his eyes are dimmed. It was the experience of mystery, even if mixed with fear, that engendered religion. A knowledge of the existence of something we cannot penetrate. Our perceptions of the profoundest reason and the most radiant beauty, which only in their most primitive forms are accessible to our minds. It is this knowledge and this emotion that constitute true religiosity. In this sense, and in this alone, I am a deeply religious man. I cannot conceive of a God who rewards and punishes his creatures, or has a will of the kind that we experience in ourselves. Neither can I, nor would I, want to conceive of an individual that survives his physical death. Let feeble souls, from fear or absurd egoism, cherish such thoughts. I am satisfied with the mystery of the eternity of life, and with the awareness and a glimpse of the marvelous structure of the existing world, together with the devoted striving to comprehend a portion, be it ever so tiny, of the reason that manifests itself in nature. Albert Einstein, 1931.
Okay, there's another recording right here.
Therefore, I thank you, my God, because you make clear to me that there is no other way of approaching you, except that which to all humans, even to the most learned philosophers, seems wholly inaccessible and impossible. For you have shown me that you cannot be seen elsewhere than where impossibility confronts and obstructs me. O Lord, you, who are the food of the mature, have given me courage to do violence to myself, for impossibility coincides with necessity, and I have discovered that the place where you are found unveiled is girded about with the coincidence of contradictories. This is the wall of paradise, and it is there in paradise that you reside. The wall's gate is guarded by the highest spirit of reason, and unless it is overpowered, the way in will not lie open. Thus, it is on the other side of the coincidence of contradictories that you will be able to be seen, and nowhere on this side. If, therefore, impossibility is necessity in your sight, O Lord, there is nothing which your sight does not see. Nicholas of Cusa, 1453. The relation between the controller and the controlled is reciprocal. The scientist in the laboratory studying the behavior of a pigeon designs contingencies and observes their effects. His apparatus exerts a conspicuous control on the pigeon, but we must not overlook the control exerted by the pigeon. The behavior of the pigeon has determined the design of the apparatus and the procedures in which it is used. Some such reciprocal control is characteristic of all science. As Francis Bacon put it, nature, to be commanded, must be obeyed. The scientist who designs a cyclotron is under the control of the particles he is studying. The behavior with which a parent controls his child, either aversively or through positive reinforcement, is shaped and maintained by the child's responses. A psychotherapist changes the behavior of his patient in ways which have been shaped and maintained by his success in changing that behavior. A government or religion prescribes and imposes sanctions selected by their effectiveness in controlling citizen or communicant. An employer induces his employees to work industriously and carefully with wage systems determined by their effects on behavior. The classroom practices of the teacher are shaped and maintained by the effects on his students. In a very real sense, then, the slave controls the slave driver, the child, the parent, the patient, the therapist, the citizen, the government, the communicant, the priest, the employee, the employer, and the student, the teacher. B.F. Skinner, 1971.
Okay, I'm not sure if I actually activated the recording there, because it seems like it's off, but I don't recall actually doing anything with it. Let me see, though. Does this sound familiar at all? I must have, because it's flashing now.
You see, a motif is this. He put his hands together, drew them apart, the 10 fingers open, then slowly, very slowly, brought them together again, clasped them, squeezed them tightly, meshing them. That's what one should try to achieve. If one hand is held too high or too low, it won't work. Not a single link should be too slack, leaving a hole through which the emotion, the light, truth can escape. You must understand that I work on the whole canvas, on everything at once. With one impulse, with undivided faith, I approach all the scattered bits and pieces. Everything we see falls apart, vanishes, doesn't it? Nature is always the same, but nothing in her that appears to us lasts. Our art must render the thrill of her permanence along with her elements, the appearance of all her changes. It must give us a taste of her eternity. What is there underneath? Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. Everything, you understand? So I bring together her wandering hands. I take something at right, something at left, here, there, everywhere. Her tones, her colors, her nuances. I set them down, I bring them together. They form lines, they become objects, rocks, trees, without my planning. They take on volume, value. If these volumes, these values, correspond on my canvas, in my sensibility, to the planes, to the spots which are there before our eyes, then my canvas has brought its hands together. It does not waver. The hands have been joined neither too high nor too low. My canvas is true, compact, full. But if there is the slightest
man.
if I fail just a little bit, above all, if I interpret too much one day, if today I am carried away by a theory which runs counter to that of yesterday, if I think while I paint, if I meddle, whoosh, everything.
Whoosh.
Paul Cézanne, as related by Joaquin Gasquet, 1921.
Okay, I think you can see what I'm trying to do here. I'm getting to the point where I really want to extend the path in such a way that this blue path is pretty much useless. Like, I really want to work the yellow path in that regard, but I'm not sure I can with this setup right now. The key here, I think, is making sure that white one is not exposed to everything else. That's what's making this a little iffy. Because if I can get the blue one to dead end here, then I can just draw the orange one to the end point, and then that should be good enough. So that's ultimately what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get the orange one out there. So we got our work cut out for us here. We got to figure out a way to get this one to stay put, basically, inside. I can't seal it off like that, though. Not without opening this up to the whole world, because then that's going to fail. If I do that. But what if I do this? I can do that. That's not a bad idea. The problem is, if I go just here, then these two are going to be exposed to everything else, and I really don't want that either. So that's an issue as well. I mean, I could do that too, but same problem. See, I don't think there's any way I can draw the blue one in such a way that... Yeah, because I have to make sure that this is open for the yellow one to get through. So there's an inherent issue here that I'm not sure I can really get around. What if I didn't encompass the black one there? I'm wondering if that would make a difference. Let me... I don't know if that's really going to do any good. If I did this, yeah, the whole thing is workable, but now just doing that's going to expose both of these. I was really worried about this puzzle. I was really worried about this one. So if I just do, let's see, if I just do something like this, that's not really going to be sufficient, because I'm trying to see if I have to do a few more intermediary steps here. This is problematic, isn't it? If I can just bring in this this blue one, that would be great. But that, I'm not sure how to accomplish. So, I mean, that solves the whole thing, but is that really what I want? So what if we left that exposed for now? That doesn't really give us any leeway, does it? I mean, not really. Let's just go with that for now. I feel like we're kind of running in circles here, though. I remember this being annoying to solve when I first played the game, and it still is now. If I did that... Well, then we've got an issue with this whole thing over here, don't we? But if I did this, let's do this, and then we'll go. I gotta get that in there somehow. So what if we didn't do that? What if we did this, like that? Okay, so those two are now exposed. I I don't know, man. This is kind of a little weird. Tell you what, why don't we just rework this whole thing? I really want to get to the point where maybe the answer involves taking the blue one and moving it in such a way that it's pointed this way. I mean, that's possible, right? Not to mention that, well, I mean, ultimately we want to fold in on itself there, but I'm just wondering if that's the solution to getting the orange one over here. So, what are the action steps that we need to take to make that work? That's what we need to answer. Because ultimately... Okay, I think I see. Here. Let's do this. And, oh wait. Little bit of a problem. Not sure if that's really going to work if... Because what I was thinking is, hey, you can just take this, go around here, but then the black one's going to be completely out in the open, and then that's not going to be good, so... How do we do that? Oh boy. How do we do that? I don't know. This is kind of a little maddening. It's the best way I can put it, is maddening. This might just be one of those try random stuff until something sticks. Okay, what's going on over here? See, the thing is, if I do this, it's gonna be... Yeah, it's gonna be a problem across the board. It's almost like the game is forcing me to do this right now. Wait a minute. Is there a way around that? Because if there is, that would be amazing. I still have to stick with that. I don't see any other way around that. I have to stick with that. And then, let's see. If I can just go... If I can do something a little different here, that'd be great. So maybe that. Okay, what does that allow us to do? That allows us to go over here and fold in on it ourselves there. Right? We could do that. Why don't we at least give that a shot? I mean, it's something different at least. And maybe that would open the door to a more compact version of the folding in route. There. Okay. So now that that's done, first of all, is there any way we can condense that? If there is, I'm not seeing it. So, let me just leave that alone and go back across. It's amazing to see just how many solutions there are to this. See, if I did... Oh wait, I'm just folding in on myself there without any real... Ugh. I really don't like this, guys. I really don't. The problem with that is... See, I'm trying to imagine what would a world look like in which this is like over here, and then the rest of this has to be divided by the orange one. That's where I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to the point where the blue one can just go over here, and that's it. We don't have to worry about this or anything else. So if that's the case, maybe this is not the solution, because we are essentially protecting this from this whole thing right now, but if we lose that, then we've got an issue. And we're going to have to lose it at some point. So maybe let's reevaluate the blue one. So maybe that wasn't the brightest idea in the world. I just want to be done with this part. I don't like this area. This is kind of a little... I don't know. Just a little Yeah, see, that's a problem. So I can't do that. Got an idea here. Okay, so both of them connect to each other, to the other sides. So that's good for what I'm thinking of. Maybe if we just do something like this, at least for now. That still doesn't solve the problem of the black square being out in the open if we were to fold ourselves in like that, though. But there may be a way around it. I'm still wondering what that would be, but there may be a way around it. Not quite. This still does not solve the problem of being able to go in over there. This is why I'm wondering if maybe the solution somehow involves... Oh, that's right. I could just shut one of these down. Duh. I forgot about that. Especially when they're both connected like that. Okay, well that just kind of put a whole new spin on this. Okay. Let's figure this out again. This time with a little less fail. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to the upper right. That's ultimately the goal here. So my main issue with getting to the upper right, that I can see at least, is these two starbursts here really can't be sectioned off as it is right now, as things are. Like, I don't see any way to do that exactly, unless we just do something like that, and that doesn't get us where we want to be. So let me go this way. So those basically have to be out in the open in order for anything to work. So let's do that. Problem with this solution, though, is that now there is nowhere for the yellow path to go. So I'm not really sure if that actually solves anything. Is there a way that we can make that happen? I don't know. This is really messing with my head. Just gonna say that. We could always do that. Can we do basically the reverse of that on the other side? We can. If I were just to... What is it that worked over here? Oh, I was able to go around. That's right. That's why this works so well. Isn't it? Now I forgot the solution. Yeah, that was the solution, because now I can cross over and build this. So yeah, the problem with the other way is that I can't actually build this in such a way that I can end over there when this is blocked off like that. That's not going to work. So I am, in essence, forced to do this. I don't think there's really a way around that. So if that's going to be the case, then... Now I lost it again. This is getting out of hand. I was just trying to explain the logic of what I was doing there, and now I completely lost my place, and... Whoops. That is not at all what I meant to do. There. No? Oh, that's still... Okay, there. Alright, let's try this again. I cannot believe this puzzle, of all puzzles, is the one that's tripping us up here. Okay. Take another look. So from here... I kind of do want to encompass those. So let's do that. I'm just trying to work toward the end goal of getting the orange one to be the one that leads to the exit. That's what we need, because anywhere else we can't actually do the environmental puzzle from below. So, crossing my fingers, we'll see. Okay, so what can we do with this information? We can go over here, basically do what we were doing earlier. So basically we're right back to where we started. Yay. And yes, I could do this, but the problem, or actually not because of the black square there, but problem being is that I can't actually get back to the other side, so that's not going to be feasible either. So basically we're right back to where we started earlier. That's a bummer. But maybe if we do what we did earlier with letting go of one path, but do it from the other side, this may not be such a bad setup. Okay, there we go. So I basically went over there. So if I were to let go of the blue path now, let's take the shortest route. If I went to the blue path, let this go. Okay. Now let's start from the other side and basically start the puzzle from here. I think what it really comes down to is where you start the whole thing. Because when we started over, we started from that side, and that's basically no different from starting from over here. But if we start from this side, maybe things will be a little different. That's not going to work. That black square over there is still not quite being... I don't like that. That's a problem. That's there. That could section it off, right? But then I can't actually get over to the other side, so that's kind of a bit pointless. So if I went this way, maybe... What happens if we try approaching everything from here? Well, we could do that if it weren't for this. Why don't we do that first? Okay, that allows us to actually build the bridge to nowhere with the cyan turquoisey one, the blue one, the cooler colored one. You know what I mean. All right, so let's do that. Just for make sure we got everything all set up for the ending, opening the door thing there, and now we should be able to do this. This should now be possible. So it was just a matter of making sure we restarted the puzzle from the right place. That's actually really clever. I like that. Okay, so now we just need to make sure we do this correctly. So let's go over here, go over there, except not, because that's not going to work. Let's do that, and that. There we go. Okay. Finally got it. Boy, that was tricky. So yeah, normally the things go into those little holders there, so you can't do the environmental puzzles, but this one doesn't, so that's what allows that to be possible. There's an elevator here, isn't there? Is it coming up? It looks like it is. Okay, so we'll wait for the elevator. Where's the next recording? Let me take a look. Okay, it's at the bottom. Okay, that's good. We didn't miss anything, apparently. And I'm hoping that I'm right about the locations of the final 2 puzzles that we haven't solved yet. There's also... yeah, we did get the triangle puzzle there. Just wanted to make sure. Ooh, we can see our shadow there. Okay. So the first recording is under the stairs here.
Looked at on the astronomical timescale, humanity is at the very beginning of its existence. A newborn babe, with all the unexplored potentialities of babyhood. And until the last few moments, its interest has been centered absolutely and exclusively on its cradle and feeding bottle. It has just become conscious of the vast world existing outside itself and its cradle. It is learning to focus its eyes on distant objects, and its awakening brain is beginning to wonder in a vague, dreamy way what they are and what purpose they serve. Its interest in this external world is not much developed yet, so that the main part of its faculties is still engrossed with the cradle and feeding bottle, but a little corner of its brain is beginning to wonder. James Jeans, 1920.
Okay, we got one more here.
In any case, our 3-days-old infant cannot be very confident of any interpretation it puts on a universe which it only discovered a minute or two ago. We have said it has 70 years of life before it, but in truth, its expectation of life would seem to be nearer to 70,000 years. Maybe puzzled, distressed, and often irritated at the apparent meaninglessness and incomprehensibility of the world to which it has suddenly wakened up. But it is still very young. It might travel half the world over before finding another baby as young and inexperienced as itself. It has before it time enough and to spare in which it may understand everything. Sooner or later, the pieces of the puzzle must begin to fit together. Although, it may reasonably be doubted whether the whole picture can ever be comprehensible to one small and apparently quite insignificant part of the picture. James Jeans, 1920.
Okay, so we did all the stuff up here, but I do know there's an audio log in the challenge area, actually. I think it's another behind-the-scenes one. Before I go there, I wanted to see... is it this way? I want to see that exit. Not this, but the exits by where that environmental puzzle was stationed, as well as this elevator, which is right here. Because I don't think we actually did this. Did we do this? I feel like we missed one of these. Whoops. Did that count as a puzzle? That did not. What about this? Did we do this one? Maybe we didn't do this one. This is looking a little unfamiliar. Did that count? It did. Okay, good. Okay, I thought we missed something. Okay, we got that door, but the other one... let's see, I think there's another shortcut. Oh no, we did get this one. Okay, so I don't actually know where the final puzzle that we missed is. Alright, in that case, I am going to actually go to the challenge area to find that missing audio log. And then the last video, I guess we're going to find whatever this puzzle is that we missed. And there's a couple more audio logs that we still need to pick up. Let's see, it's not in here. Ah, the memories. Good times, right? It's somewhere in this area, I believe. We did see some kind of glowing green lights, but I think those are from these little bulbs that they installed here. Whoever built this place. Let's see, where in the world is this? Okay, maybe I should just look it up. We kind of spent a lot of time on that one puzzle there. Oh, it's in the area with the music box. Okay, so we weren't even close. Okay. Over here? Trying to see where we haven't really looked. I still want to know what's up there. Ah, there it is.
I cannot understand why we idle discussing religion. If we are honest, and scientists have to be, we must admit that religion is a jumble of false assertions with no basis in reality. The very idea of God is a product of the human imagination. It is quite understandable why primitive people, who were so much more exposed to the overpowering forces of nature than we are today, should have personified these forces in fear and trembling. But nowadays, when we understand so many natural processes, we have no need for such solutions. I can't for the life of me see how the postulate of an almighty God helps us in any way. What I do see is that this assumption leads to such unproductive questions as to why God allows so much misery and injustice, the exploitation of the poor by the rich, and all the other horrors he might have prevented. If religion is still being taught, it is by no means because its ideas still convince us, but simply because some of us want to keep the lower classes quiet. Quiet people are much easier to govern than clamorous and dissatisfied ones. They are also much easier to exploit. Religion is a kind of opium that allows a nation to lull itself into wishful dreams and so forget the injustices that are being perpetrated against the people. Paul Dirac, 1927, as related by Werner Heisenberg.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, or I'm not.
Yep. This one doesn't fit either.
How would you characterize the way in which it doesn't fit?
Well, it's about arguing. And it's about being greatly disturbed by issues that are relatively small. It's not aiming high, and it's not about ultimate truth. Not really. It's mostly about what some stupid people are doing that is wrong compared to what I am doing that is right.
But Paul Dirac was definitely a truth seeker, in the domain of physics at least.
Yeah, but I don't feel that attitude in this piece at all. If a belief is just formed in opposition to other beliefs, it can't be fundamental. It can't be that deep. But, you know, where he says the thing about natural processes, he starts to outline an actual philosophy.
Interesting. There's something that could stand on its own, that isn't just rejection and opposition. But then he drops it. No, this isn't the Atheist Manifesto we need. We'll keep looking.
Okay.
You know, at one point Dirac also wrote this. One could perhaps describe the situation by saying that God is a mathematician of a very high order, and he used very advanced mathematics in constructing the universe. I think he meant God in an Einstein kind of way.
He said that? Same guy.
Same guy. Later in life, though. People are strange. Scientists are stranger.
Yes, they are.
For the record, I kind of agree with their assertion of that quote. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now. And next time, I'm hopefully going to come back when I figure out what the solution is to that, to the question of what puzzle we missed. And I'm also going to pick this up as well. But until then, Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves today, and I will catch you on the flip side.